All right, all right, all right. Give me a moment, everyone, as I give you all some proper background noise for this class. Okay, there we go. So, here we go. Now we're in business. Oh, and that's a problem. Hold on. All right. So, welcome everyone to yet another week of Tabletop RPGs 101. And today, as was voted by the Discord, we will be discussing player character quests. So, but before we do that, we'll go ahead and buy a little bit of time for more people to show up into the Discord. Let's see. I hope the Discord link still works. So, if you are new around here and you have not yet joined the Discord, here is the Discord link. If any of you try it, let me know if it still works. But nevertheless, how we will be doing the Tabletop RPG 101 from here on out is I will come up with 3 topics I'll come up with 3 topics to vote on in the Discord, and you guys will determine what we talk about. But however, the ones that do not get voted on will remain on the voting roster. the following week and will remain there until they get discussed. So, with that, I would also like to hold on. Here we go. With that, I would also like to thank each and every one of you for a wonderful start to the new year so far. You are all very much appreciated. And also, how is everybody? Have you drank today? Have you eaten? Are you treating yourself? Not, better start doing it now, or I will break into your walls and feed you to the pigeons. So, all right. But so I see what Patrick put in the chat. But we're not talking about that this week, Pat. We're talking about player character quests. There we go. We got one of other another student in here. Nice. Um, so we'll give it about another. Let's see here. We'll give it another 2 minutes for everyone to get in here. But yeah. So last week, for those of you who missed last week's class, we were discussing character alignments and how a dynamic between good and evil can fit in a group. And as mentioned, this week we are discussing player character quests. And I've broken them down into some segments here. Uh, First, we'll be defining what quests in general are. And then we'll be discussing the types of quests and the quest genres. Separating player character quests from campaign quests. Why having player character quests are important. How to incorporate a player character quest. And finally, what happens if if the players miss the opportunity to take a player character quest? But I'd say I've stalled for long enough. So we will go ahead and get started with the class. So first of all, let's go ahead and start with the basics. Asking ourselves, what is a quest? What is a quest in tabletop terms? Well, I'll see what my students here will have to say about that. So I'm going to call upon Patrick first, aka Leo. So go ahead and make yourself present. There we go.
Oh, cool. So to answer your question, fun.
But what is a quest?
Well, isn't it like a adventure of fun, like mystery?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Is there any other stuff? When
That's
is
all I had on top of that in my head.
all right. So go ahead and pleasure yourself, please,
Yep.
as I bring up uh, Blue, Computer Blue, aka Bones. You're muted. Hold on. Yeah, there you
Hello.
go. Hello. So go ahead and define a quest for me.
For me, a quest I see as a task or an objective, or at least I'm I'm kind of looking at that as in kind of like video game terms. But
Okay. Well,
yeah, I
go
oh
ahead.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. You weren't finished.
Oh okay. uh, So basically, a task or an objective, a thing that basically drives the story and the characters, I would imagine.
You know what? You actually got that almost verbatim. So, uh,
Really?
yeah. So
Shit.
go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back. And yeah. So as Bones here has just said, um, a quest is to put it in slightly better terms, a quest is a narrative arc within a campaign that drives the characters towards a specific goal. It could involve challenges, obstacles, and rewards, offering opportunities for character development and progression. So, but yeah, you pretty much hit the nail on the coffin right there. Um, so we'll go ahead and pleasure yourself, please, as we move on to the next segment.
Okay.
So, next segment, that this will lead us to our next segment, which is discussing uh, acknowledging the fact that there are two types of quests when it comes to tabletops. Um, Now, most people would think side quests and then main quests, which, yeah, you'd be right in a sense. But however, this is a tabletop. So, in a tabletop, there isn't really such thing as side quests. Um, in a tabletop, the two types of quests that you can give to your players are campaign quests, player character quests. Now, with that being said, I'll go ahead and bring up some of our. Oh, hey, some more students have arrived. Nice. So, have the people that have just arrived, did you catch what I just said about the two types of quests? Yes. That's a yes. Okay, so let me repeat myself one more time. So um, when you think of quest types, uh, people you would normally think that there is a main quest and a side quest, which you would be right in a sense. However, in the terms of tabletops, those are not prevalent. And also, the types of quests, those types of quests, when using that vocabulary, have a completely different meaning. In tabletops, you have what is referred to as campaign quests and player character quests. with that form of definition, or with that form of term, I'll go ahead and call up Liliana, aka Kieran, to ask them. I'd like to ask you to help define what a campaign quest is. So come on up here.
Well, I don't have full confidence in myself, but I'll try hard. I'll try my best.
Yep.
A campaign quest I would define as one of the overarching story plots, either a side character as an NPC or someone very significant to the setting itself.
Okay.
Generally, you'll be doing these quests at the behest of these characters because it is what is English? It is an advancement of the main storyline that will be affecting everyone's characters.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see here.
I'll take pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, you've pretty much got it. So with that, go ahead and plush yourself as I go further into the definition.
You got it, boss. Let me.
Yeah. All right. So, as Kieran said, that campaign quest is considered a narrative that, or a quest that affects the story for all players. But, however, it is not just that. It is a main narrative thread of your story as the game master. This is if you could call the game master a character in of itself, this is the game master's player character quest. And the point of a campaign quest is to drive the overall plot forward. They are directly tied to the campaign's main conflict, antagonist, or overarching theme. These quests are typically designed by the game master and progress the story for all players. With that, we'll move on to the next segment, which is defining a player character quest. Or from this point on, we'll refer to them as PCs. So PC quests. Well, let's go ahead and get Zach up here. See what they have to say about what player PC quest is.
Hello.
Hello.
Here.
So go ahead and in your own words, try to define what a PC quest is.
So a PC quest, contrary to campaign quests, instead of largely impacting all players or affecting all players, it would be something that's more tied to an individual PC, be it their backstory or be it something that's tied to their overarching development as a character throughout the story itself.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's pretty much what I got.
All right. So, yeah, that's a pretty good description. Go ahead and plush yourself as I dive further into what you said.
No.
So, PC quests, as Zach said, is in fact a quest that is more personal towards a specific character, a specific player character. Sometimes, if the player characters have good chemistry, could affect multiple player characters personally. Which is why PC quests are defined as personalized narratives woven into the campaign, focusing on an individual's backstory, motivations, or goals. These quests are designed to delve into the character's personality, history, and aspirations, offering unique experiences and rewards tailored to their specific needs. Now, before we dive into how to incorporate these quests or why they're important, we can't quite discuss these until we understand the quest genres. And there is such a thing as quest genres. And right now, hold on, let me count my list here. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So there are 5 genres that I have listed here. And I'd like to see if my students here can fill the list out. So, let's see here. Give me a moment. There we go. All right. I'll answer that question later, Zach, as we'll be having a Q&A segment at the end of the class. So I'm going to ask each of you to come up one at a time and see if you can make one guess about, or just try to name a genre of a quest. And keep in mind, there are 5 quest genres. And when I say genres, quest genres, I mean, what is the theme? What are the players supposed to get out of the quest? In terms of story and character development. So with that, again, please give only one guess at a time. We're going to start with Leo.
Genre. I would probably have to say for genre, maybe something along the lines with like a cold-hearted, depressing. Yeah, something cold-hearted, depressing, which it's character development, like your character is progressing and the story is progressing, but your character is having a kind of depressing phase through the story.
Could you be more specific on what's happening? Like,
all right, I will use
what is the player character? What are the player characters getting out of it?
for the player characters that I would say they're understanding life, but it's crashing him, like it's tearing him apart.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that one. So that would follow under the category personal growth. Personal growth quests are quests focusing on overcoming personal challenges, learning new skills, or confronting past traumas. So with that, Zach, go ahead and come up here and try to name one.
All right. So this isn't really TTRPG terminology, but fetch quests. Like say an NPC wants you to gather this like rare and or magical thing from this particular location. Which could
So
either there's a good reward in terms of gold to help them better equip themselves or even items to help them better equip themselves, or go as far as the item plays a heavy role in the overall campaign.
So, yes, that is an objective type, but that's not exactly a quest genre. Um, because a quest genre is more of a story definition where it's meant to represent what are the characters getting out of it as people.
Uh,
So that's what I'm looking for.
yeah, I ain't got nothing.
All right. So, Liliana, I'll call you up.
So the one thing that really comes to mind for me would be the diplomatic themed quests, because mainly what you're getting out of those is a connection, or English. I speak it, I swear. Not so much connection, so much as a net. Mm. I don't know what English is today. I'm sorry.
Okay. Take your time.
The diplomatic quests are generally going to be narrative based. What you're getting out of it, aside from the general loot, titles, etc., and character growth, is you're getting an exploration into the setting and seeing how things work while trying to fix a problem in the narrative. But usually this will be an argument between two sides, like a rivalry between clans or something, or solving a domestic problem, such as a city going through a drought.
So, you actually unknowingly named two types, genres. That's one, and that would be discovery and relationship building. The discovery
I feel
genre.
smarter than I thought.
The discovery genre involves uncovering secrets, exploring hidden places, or learning about a character's family history or a place's history. While the relationship building quests strengthen the bonds with other characters, resolving conflicts or forming new alliances. Now let me see if anybody in the chat has come up with any answers. Doesn't look like it. If there's anybody in the chat, Doesn't look like it. All right. So, which means I will call up Leo again. See if they can label one more. Because we got two genres left to be named.
I wouldn't know if this one follows under a quest or not, but a chaotic quest. For example, it starts out as a fun level adventure, and next thing you know, it's chaos. Everywhere you go, it's nonstop chaos. People are dying to your left, people are dying to your right, stuff like that.
Okay, but what do the characters get out of that quest?
That's the part I was still thinking on.
All right.
Other than that, I have nothing.
Well, so there isn't really a genre that fits under what you described. So with that, go ahead and pleasure yourself, please, as I call up Zach one more time to see if they can, with what was said so far, if they can name one.
Yeah, my brain's not helpful today. I'm sorry.
All right, that's all right. What about you, Liliana? Do you got another one up your sleeve?
I don't actually, because I named both of the ones I could think of in one go.
All right, no problem. So go ahead and pleasure yourself, please. All right. So the other two that were missed are redemption quests. These types of quests are where the characters are seeking to atone for past mistakes, earn forgiveness, or find inner peace. And then finally, there are legacy quests. These types of quests aim to leave a lasting mark on the world, build a legacy, or fulfill a lifelong ambition. It is these types of quests that are often the most personal for a character. So now that we have listed the genres, now we can list the objective types. Give me a moment, because I think I misplaced those notes. Okay, I found my list. All right. While it's launching. So you obviously can't have a quest without an objective. And an objective in definition is how the is the desired ending of a task or quest. So with that, if the list would just fucking load. Oh gosh. I think it's having trouble. It's thinking real hard. All right. So there are 5 objective categories. So we're going to do the same thing as before. I'm going to call on each of you, and the goal is to see if you can fill out the list. So we'll start with Liliana this time.
Okay. I I was about to hit my tab. I will wait. Okay. I will do my best. What list are we filling out this time?
The objective types. Objective categories. Try to name an objective category. There are 5 of them.
The first thing off the top of my head is the fetch quest objective. It's the stupidest and most common, but that's the one I think of immediately.
Yep.
Where you have to go get something and bring it back. The other objective I can think of is the kill this for me quest. I don't know what it's called specifically, but you're always sent out to go annihilate or put down a threat.
I only needed one. So
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, you did name 2. So yeah, that's good. Go ahead and plushie, please.
Alrighty.
All right. So to further define the 2 that Liliana just named, the fetch quests that we commonly refer them as, the actual definition, the actual term is called collection. And when it comes to collection objectives, you can either gather or collect a specific number or type of items, or this type of quest may require you to craft a certain item using resources or recipes, but you yourself have to provide yourself with the materials. Or it could just be finding a hidden object or information within the world. Such as, I lost my favorite sword, could you find it? And the other one, which was the hunting type of quest, that is actually defined or labeled as combat objectives. And the combat objectives could involve defeating a specific enemy or group of enemies. It could be a boss battle where it challenges the players to defeat a powerful and unique enemy. Or it could be a survival type of quest where the players are forced to survive waves of enemies and endure specific conditions. I mean, Black Ops Zombies in D&D, anyone? uh, so there are 3 more types of objectives. Or 3 more objective categories. So, Zach, go ahead and yeah, go ahead and come up here and see if you can name one.
All right, give me just a second, because I had it and then my brain farted. I'll have it again in a second.
Yep.
Ritual quests, or a ritual objective, where the party or players have to do a certain thing, activate a certain thing, interact with a certain thing to make stuff happen.
Well, you actually said a word, and that word was interact. That in itself is a category.
Oh,
Yeah. But what you were describing, however, did fall under collection, because a ritual is still considered a craft. Because you still need to follow a recipe in order to complete a ritual. But to further define the interaction objectives, it's broken down into 3 bullet points, which is interact, which tasks the players with interacting with objects or characters in the world. Talk, which requires the players to engage in dialogue with NPCs to gather information or complete tasks. And then deliver, which involves transporting items. Instead of going to get the items, you are instead delivering items, transporting items or messages to specific locations or characters. But yeah, with that, go ahead and please plushie yourself, Zach. And then we'll have Pat, aka Leo, come back up here. See if you can name a category. There are 2 left.
Hello?
Yep, you're here.
Zach actually took the one that I was getting ready, going to say. I don't have.
You don't have one? All right. That's
No.
okay. Go ahead and plushie yourself. So Zach, come back up here. See if you can name one more.
I don't know. Investigation?
Well, you're close. You're close. Let's see if you can elaborate.
Like, I don't know, say some NPC gets murdered, the party has to like investigate the situation or figure out the cause of whatever particular event is going down.
You were warm, but then you got cold, so I'm gonna just give it to you. The type of objective that you were close to, or the objective category you were close to getting was exploration. Um, Exploration objectives involve tasks that the characters will require to venture into new areas and discover their secrets, or reach specific locations, often navigating obstacles or puzzles, or trying to solve or decipher clues in order to progress. So with that, go ahead and pleasure yourself, Zach. Now the last category is pretty difficult to name. So I will be surprised if you guys get this, but I'm going to give you guys a chance anyways. So looks like Leah wants to try.
Yes, I do want to try. I might be wrong on this, but searching dead bodies, chests.
That would be under either collection or interaction. So no.
All right, and no.
All right. So, Bones. Have you been able to listen in while you were away? Just type in the sidebar. Oh, connection issues. Oh well. We'll fill you in later. So, Liliana, let's let you have a try at guessing the final category. Objective
I
category.
haven't the foggiest idea, boss.
All right. That's okay. So I'll go ahead and plush you. How about Zach? Do you got one? You got a guess?
All right, give me 1 second because you caught me just as I finished peeing, so I have to flush real fast. So I'm gonna mute.
Oh, right.
I have an answer.
If you don't get this, I'll recap for Bones' sake. That way they can get a chance to guess.
Okay, so the only thing left in my brain that I could possibly give is lore. Like, for the player obtain, learn, or understand a fundamental truth of the world, the events, and everything else around it.
That goes under exploration.
I tried.
So, yeah. So, Bones, come up here, and I will explain to you what's been. I'll recap you so that way you understand what's going on. So, we are in the objective type. We're in the segment discussing objective categories. And the ones that have been named so far are collection objectives, such as which include fetch quests, combat objectives, anything that involves hunting or killing enemies, exploration objectives, and interaction objectives. There's one more objective that has yet to be named, and I will be surprised if you guys get this. So I'm giving you a chance to guess. See if you can guess the final category.
Right, let me think. So that's exploration, collection, combat, and interaction.
Yep. And I'm going to tell you guys, as soon as you guys hear it, you're going to immediately facepalm.
Oh my god. I was... What if... I'm thinking... Like, I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel here, but raising the dead?
No.
Kitsune just redeemed hydrate.
Damn it.
That would be under interaction.
Interaction.
Yeah.
Oh.
But everyone, real quick, hydrate. Thank you, Kitsune. Oh, Andy. It's Andy. Hi, Andy. All right. So, I'll ask you to plushie yourself. And
yes, sir.
Zach says that they have an idea. So let's see what the idea is.
Oh, thief.
So come on up, Zach.
Okay. It's really dumb. It's really dumb. But when you said it would make me face palm, it's all I could think of. Escort?
It's under the category.
Delivery?
That's under interaction.
Damn it. Okay.
You're close. You're really close.
I know, it's like I can taste it.
But let me know when you give up.
Oh, it's gonna hurt.
What Bones said also follows under the category.
Oh, it hurts. Protection?
It's what Bones said. Bones said protection. It also follows under the category that I'm looking for.
Defense. Against the dark arts.
No.
Okay,
So,
I'll give up now.
Yeah. All right. So the category I was looking for is miscellaneous. This is a type of this category fits is where all the objective types go for when it doesn't follow under a certain genre or category. And the examples of miscellaneous objectives are, in fact, timed, where you have a time limit to complete an objective. Escorts, where you protect and guide a character through dangerous areas, or help escort a prisoner convoy. And then defense, where you are defending a location from, or a location or object from an attack. So now that we have finally defined, delved into the definition of quests as a whole, we can now go into the segment of separating the PC quests from the campaign quests. So, with that being said, I want you to ask yourself, put yourself, just close your eyes for a moment. Breathe in, breathe out, and I want you to picture yourself at the head of a game table. You are the game master. You are trying to include personal stories into your main story. But how do you go about it without them interfering with each other? First of all, you need to focus. Then think about the pacing. And then finally, think about the rewards. You can open your eyes now. Now think about those three words that I have mentioned. Focus, pacing, rewards. Those are the key words when it comes to separating PC quests from campaign quests. When you focus, when it comes to focus, I want you to remember this, that PC quests focus on individual characters, while campaign quests drive the overall narrative. So when you go to design a quest, a PC quest, try your best to focus on one individual. Don't involve any other character's personal stories. And don't even think about your story. Think about that character's story. Next, I want you to think about the word pacing. When it comes to PC quests, they can be interwoven with campaign quests or occur at specific points in the story. Ask yourself when you insert this quest, is it going to is this the correct place to insert this quest? If so, why? If you cannot answer why, then it is not the right spot. You have to find another spot. And then finally, the rewards. PC quests offer personal rewards like character development, backstory exploration, or unique items, while campaign quests often involve advancing the main plot. When a player completes their own character quest, I want you to imagine, I want you to put yourself in that PC's shoes. How would you feel if you had accomplished a goal that was personal to you? What would you want out of completing that goal? If it's a physical possession, then give yourself a physical possession. If it's memories, just appreciate the memory. The fact in knowing that you have done it. Or maybe just a simple level up. As the character would want to share in the glory. So, which moves us to the next segment. Why should we have PC quests? And I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to look for any particular reasons. I just want to hear your guys' reasons. But if you can, try to give a slightly different answer than the previous person. So it is going to be a bit of a task for you guys, but I believe in you. And Zach has volunteered. Thank you.
Okay, so this is actually going to be my output because my boyfriend got home from work and I got to give him some of my time, but I'm very passionate about this one. Um, PC quests can be very important. In some cases, they can be just as or more important than the overarching campaign quests. A good example I have for this is the main campaign that I've actually been running for you guys, where yes, there is an overarching story of what's going on in the world, but a lot of what happens and why it happens is dependent on your individual player character actions and quests and just what you guys do and how it influences the world around you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sorry, I'm all trying to get dressed.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for your inputs, Zach, and I hope you have a good day. Thank you for being here.
Oh yeah, I love you guys. Big hugs. Mwah.
All right. And with
Bye.
that, Liliana has a tidbit.
I do have a tidbit. I do have a tidbit. So, my God, I need a butterfly net for my thoughts today. Give me a moment while I chase down my train of thought. I made an entire system for myself regarding this, and it was the bond quality between characters as in-character relationships develop and how they would naturally evolve.
Mhm.
And that's one of the reasons why the player character quest can be so important, is because the quality of those relationships can be determined. They can be built better and stronger, or they can even be broken during these moments. Your entire perception and attitude towards a character can change drastically depending on what they do. Point in case when Liliana got to betray the party and become the villain, and then try to redeem herself. That's what I got, and I will I will give that as my answer.
All right. So go ahead and plushie yourself, please, as Leo comes up.
Yes. So I would probably say this might sound a little stupid, but try not to make it sound stupid. Giving the players like long-term goals and having it over time. They do like kind of like a bucket list towards those goals.
Okay, but like, why are they important? Why should
It's
I why should I, as the game master, include personal stuff for the player characters into my game?
It'd be character development towards the players. Like, for example, my character hasn't done it yet in your game, but he's gone through a path of redemption somewhat, and at the closer towards the end, he's grown a lot from some of his goals being completed.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
All right. So go ahead and plushie yourself as Bones. You're up. So why why should PC quests be included?
So everyone has given like a kind of storytelling perspective. I will probably go in a more mechanical, maybe direction, where I would say it helps to bring a player, anchor them to the world, so they just aren't this component that's just overlaid upon the DM's creation. Also, I believe it also introduces some blend, a bit of flavor from the main overarching story as a whole. where where I know I've used the example of video games a lot, but how many people do you know actually, go and complete the main quest of Skyrim, for argument's sake? A lot of people are very into the side quests, but the thing is with PC quests, they're basically like side quests, large side quests, but they're personally tailored to the player. And I believe they would feel if they know, if they've put work into a character and they've, done all the backstory and everything and they've fleshed them out, I believe it's very rewarding to them to basically implement that into the world and to show, and I think it obviously builds something of a rapport between both DM and player.
Yeah. All right. I love it. So, yeah. Go ahead and plushie yourself as I dive. I'm basically going to repeat what most of you said, but I'm going to dive further into each reason, because I have 4 reasons listed. So the reasons I have listed that you should have PC quests is most importantly, first and most importantly, it increases player engagement. Players will feel more invested in the campaign when their characters have personal stakes. And then we go into the reasoning of character development. PC quests offer opportunities for growth, exploration of motivations, and deeper character understanding. Not even if you're the one who made the character, you do not fully understand your character. You cannot tell me otherwise. You cannot tell anybody otherwise that that's the creator of a character fully understands their creation. As everything will have holes that need to be filled, but some holes may never be filled. Then there is world building. Personal quests can expand the world and introduce new lore based on the character's background or interests. So perhaps using a player's backstory could end up being used as an excuse for your players to explore other lore of the world that you have written. So even though in the actual term it's wrong to use people, use the fuck out of your players, as your players will end up being the main reason that your world gets explored more than what you would normally expect. And then finally, variety and pacing. Well-designed PC quests add variety and break up the monotony of the monotony. I can't speak English today either, apparently. Of campaign-driven gameplay. So, as I have listed these, we will now go into how we incorporate PC quests. I'm going to ask all of you again, each of you again, to come up. This time, I want you to put yourself in the shoes of a game master. How and think in the first person. I am the game master. How am I going to incorporate player character quests into my world? So with that, I'll go ahead and call up Bones this time first.
Oui. So, the implementation of PC quests. One of the reasons, which I think you've already stated, but I really did like it, is the fact that a PC quest can essentially be like a free adventure hook. It's the adventure hook that your player writes for you, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it also gives, I believe, the player greater impetus. Like, I'm going to use my campaign as an example. With Blade and Khan, where Blade would you would go after Khan usually because he's a good guy and that's what you would do. But I feel it added a lot more dramatic flavor having Khan be the one who killed Blade's family. Because now there's that rivalry, there's that there's that thirst for vengeance in there.
Mhm.
So basically implementing it into the main story is also a big one. Um uh God, my brain just got disconnected. I'm sorry.
You're good. But yeah, this is all good stuff. Very good stuff.
Yeah, that's all I've got.
All right. All right. Yeah, that's really good stuff. Thank you. All right. And then I'll call up Leo, aka Patrick, next. Come on up here.
All right. I feel like I'm the stupid one of the class when I come up here. All right. Bear with me. This might not work. We'll see if it does. So, I would have to say to answer your question, and I really like this example because it happened to us last night from our session. So, we got to the after getting off the ship and all that and following the story, and we're inside the palace. Loki shows up. Then kind of like my PC quest happened, and next thing you know, we're going down into a submarine. All that happens. What I'm trying to get to that is Leo is you don't know what's gonna happen to Leo because Leo, you don't know if he's gonna come embrace more of his evil side, like more into his oathbreaker side, because he's starting to hate gods, mostly Loki.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
All right. Let's see here. So, hold on. There we go. So, but like, how does that make you feel in terms of as a player, or how would you, how would you incorporate? You didn't actually answer my question.
I know.
You're the game
Thank you.
master. You're the game master. How would you incorporate? How would you incorporate PC Quest into your campaign?
From that, I would say as a game master, I would take it and see how the player's reaction is, and if he continues to have like towards more an evil side, I would give him two options from that to continue trying to embrace the corrupted side, and if it kills the party, it's hard to explain. Even my brain is just trying to think, and I can't speak English today either.
Mm-hmm. All right, no problem. Yeah. So go ahead and plush yourself as I call up Lily. So Lily, how would you incorporate uh a how would you incorporate PC quests?
I've done that a few times, but I've mainly done that on forums. Generally, an easy way to incorporate PC Quest is looking around your table, actually sitting down, reading the characters, getting their backstories, and asking the players, oh, give me details about this. Okay. And you pull on a thread, and you pull on those threads with those players. And once you've got enough information, you're already starting to get ideas at that point of how to incorporate them into your setting story. And for an example, I'll use Drake and Lily. Drake was a fishman, and in the setting, Liliana was going for Pirate Queen
Mhm.
with consent of the current forum owner, because I got her backstory written well enough that the owner was like, "Hey, come here for a minute. I have plans for you." So we sat down and discussed where it would go and where some of the overarching stories that the owner wanted to explore were.
Mhm.
And they asked, "Okay, so this part in Lily's past, and you said she ran away from home," and then I bring up Drake and the fact that she met him and he's a bounty hunter and she met him right before she became a pirate. So I handed that game master not only Liliana the protagonist, but Drake the antagonist, because his idea was to, air quotes, rescue her from her lifestyle.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah,
It's like a puzzle. You got to see where it fits.
yeah. Okay. I like it. So go ahead and plush yourself, please, as I give a further explanation. All right. So to further explain on how to incorporate PC quests, as all of you have said before, look at the character backstories. Draw inspiration from characters' backstories and motivations. And what Bones said earlier, hooks and triggers offer opportunities for players to choose their quest path through triggers or clues. Flexibility and integration. Design quests that can be woven into the campaign seamlessly or pursued independently. And finally, communication and collaboration, as what Liliana has stated. Work with the players to develop their quests. Ensure they feel satisfied with the outcome. The one caveat to that point, though, I must say, is do not let them take over your story, as this could easily lead down this trap. Explain how your world works and keep working at it until this what you and the player have designed fits both in a way that fits the character's backstory, but most importantly, fits in your world. Because you do not want to destroy your world for the sake of satisfying one player. Now, Liliana has something to say.
I actually do have an experience
Okay.
on a player being told not to destroy the story, or i.e. wreck the campaign. And
Yep.
this was actually a time I was running a game.
Mhm.
So this was a Soul Eater forum that I was running, and Baba Yaga had been murdered. It was a murder mystery.
Yeah.
Had a whole campaign for the players to solve the mystery, find the killer, and we had it all laid out. And I okayed a player who wanted to be able to raise the dead. This player continues to go on and on for the next 3 days about, but what if I brought Baba Yaga back to life? And I kept saying, no, I'm not going to okay that power. That's too much. That'll ruin my campaign. That'll ruin the whole mystery. I'm not allowing you that, but I will allow you witnesses. I will allow you testimonies. And I eventually had to kick them because they would not take no for an answer. And they would have been a really useful player at the table if they had been a good player for the other players.
Yeah. Yes. And this leads to the quote that I've been saying just about every other class. There is such thing as a yes and, but there's also such thing as a no but. And if the player cannot accept the but, you give them nothing at all, and if they still complain, then it's time for them to say sayonara.
And I hope everyone takes that with them, if nothing else today.
Yeah.
I will plushie myself. Thank you.
Yep. And now we will move on to the second to last segment, which is the big question that I bet most of you had itching in the back of your minds. What if the players miss the opportunity? There will be moments where you'll try to offer the opportunity to start a personal quest, a PC quest. But there were so many times, or there are times more likely than not, that the opportunity will be missed or just outright declined. And there are some solutions to this. The player may not like all the solutions, but however, you do need to the players do need to understand that the world does not revolve around them. Make sure that you keep your world as a living, breathing entity in and of itself. So I'll call up each and every one of you again, and I want to ask you, what would you do if one of your players misses the opportunity to start a PC quest? And we'll start with Leo. So Leo, aka Patrick, what would you do if your players missed the opportunity to start a PC quest?
Okay. So obviously, I would give them the option. If they say no, I would say, okay, if you say no, I will not be giving you this option to do it again in the future. This is your only chance. And if they say no, I'm like, all right, you had your chance.
That's actually a
And I would go.
very good and adamant way of going about it. Yes.
To be honest, I was thinking about when you gave me the option of having my character become from an oath breaker to path. Was it oath for redemption?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what inspired that idea.
Okay. Yep. Very good.
And
All right. So go ahead
that's
and
all I
pleasure
have.
yourself. And Liliana, your turn.
All right. I usually like to circle them back around to it later because sometimes the player is not prepared to take it on at that moment, or they feel their character is ill prepared to take it on at that moment.
Mhm.
Usually I'll pull somebody aside and ask them first.
Yep.
Like using last night's session as an example, it was absolutely presentation. If Liliana had felt the love and healing that she had wanted and needed, then she probably would have accepted it. But at that moment, she was feeling the weight of the judgment. She was feeling the weight of people's stares, and she couldn't do it because she didn't feel like she had the strength and her friends behind her fully. She still needed to work through a few things first. And one of those she immediately had to work through facing suffocation and death
Mhm.
because there was a moment of clarity that she needed in character to spark that inspiration in her because she's in a phase where she is depressed. She's putting on that happy face, but she feels like she's carrying the weight of the world.
Mhm.
Because how do you say you're sorry to the whole world that you almost destroyed?
Yeah.
And she's too thoughtful about other people to realize she's the one destroying herself right now, just as much as everyone else.
Mhm. All right. Yeah.
So,
That's a good one. But if you
so
got
usually I'll find another hook later where I can circle somebody back around to it if they missed the opportunity the first time and they just want to do it later because their character has better motivations after this point.
Mhm. Well, so brain fry. Okay. All right. So thank you, Lily, and I'll ask you to pleasure yourself as I bring up Bones.
Oui, oui.
Oui,
So,
baguette. Eat your garlic, you eat your garlic, you fucking prick.
oh my god. Okay, so God damn it. So, players missing
Bitcoin
the
Eco just
chance
redeemed
to
Hydrate.
go on a PC quest. Um, Part of me thinks that prevention would be better than cure. In this case, um, having communication with the player beforehand and trying to basically communicate to them that you have something planned for their character, but to not give away too much in terms of story,
Mhm.
unless it's kind of it depends on how like deeply it's going to delve into the backstory. But I I also would wait for um an another point in the story where it could like naturally slot in, where it would where instead of like trying to press the issue and not be kind of subtle,
Mhm.
to instead wait for another, like, if somewhere along the quest it presents itself, maybe extend the offer then.
Mm-hmm.
But this is also all dependent on whether the player themselves, would want to go on a PC quest.
Right.
If they were open to that, but they missed it, because they might be like me, dense as a brick. I would, I, or I could even add some form of flavor to it where the PC quest is kind of going on in the background, progressing until it got to a point where it would call for their attention.
I would like
But this is
I would like to actually elaborate on your methoding here.
okay.
Because you are actually in a very good spot.
Yeah.
Basically, my ruling when it comes to communicating your players that there is a PC opportunity approaching is keep it vague but never broad.
Yeah.
So let your players know that there is a PC opportunity. But
Yeah.
whether sometimes I break this rule because it's just either heat of the moment or the way that the group works. But oftentimes, you never want to specify who is getting the opportunity.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Because
But also state how vital it is in this current moment. Because as multiple people, as all of you have stated before, you may not have another opportunity come your way. For all you know, this could be the only moment that the GM is. This is the only moment the GM can think of to insert this quest in, or this opportunity for you.
it is about timing.
Not only that, but you as the game master are trying to fit everything in your lore, your own lore.
Exactly.
For example, I'm going to use Liliana's character as an example. I presented an opportunity for a particular way of the start of redemption by giving them the opportunity to partake in a ritual. But however, this ritual can only be done in this kingdom. And they're only going to be seeing this kingdom twice in this campaign. So which means if this character really wants if that character really wants to progress their story, their own goals, they're going to have to take it soon, because that character may or may not get the opportunity again. But also, if a player does, as what Liliana stated earlier, if the character is wanting to put off the quest for a later date or later time because they consider themselves to be not ready, if the opportunity presents itself after, hit that character with a reality check. As in the reality check of time does not wait for you. For all you know, your character could die within an instant. Your character could die today, tomorrow, or maybe even a year. Regardless, death is everywhere. And death will always be unexpected.
Time waits for no man.
But yeah, if you got any further, anything further, you can continue. I just wanted to I just want to further elaborate on what you were saying.
Yeah, that's me.
All right, cool.
Help me! They're gonna take my brain. They're gonna take my brain.
All right. So next, I will dive further into. I'll give you guys my methods or options of what you could do if the players miss the opportunity. First thing you could do is offer second chances. Provide opportunities to revisit missed quests later or offer alternative ways to achieve similar goals. The second option is adapt and improvise. Don't be afraid to adjust the campaign based on missed opportunities and incorporate new elements inspired by player choices. After all, the world may not revolve around the players, but the story can. And then finally, focus on the journey. Remember, the most important aspect is the player's enjoyment and overall story they create together. So, for all intents and purposes, you could just let it go. Never present them with the opportunity again, and just allow them to have the fun of the main story, which the players missing an opportunity for a PC quest could actually be the result of them having just too much damn fun with the main story. So much to the point where they forget about their own story, which does happen more likely than not. And now we are at the final segment, which is the Q&A segment. Any questions you have, feel free to ask. Also, earlier there was a hydrate redeemed, so please everyone hydrate. And as for everyone that's in the Discord, I'll allow you to just raise your hand, and I'll bring you up here. And please keep the questions related to the topic. So, no one has questions? What about the people on Twitch? As I know some people are listening. Anybody have questions about the topic? Give it a moment, because there may be a delay. Okay. So with that, I'll draw out the conclusion here of this topic. By understanding the concepts and implementations, by understanding these concepts and implementing them effectively, you can create impactful player quests that enrich your campaign, provide each player with a truly personalized RPG experience. I hope that this breakdown helps you lead a fascinating discussion about player character quests in the future when you are designing them. And we're going to add a new tradition to the end of the class, and that is revealing what the new third option is going to be. So because player character quests was the topic that was voted, that is currently eliminated, and it's going to be replaced by the topic of puzzle design. So which means the next week, you guys will be the options you'll be able to vote on will be, give me a second, will be trap design, player character death, and puzzle design. So with that being said, I thank all of you guys so much for being here today on this fine afternoon. I hope you guys are staying warm and continue to stay warm as we're looking at possibly another cold weekend. And with that, we'll go ahead and find someone to raid. Let's see here. Let's find someone who's playing tabletops. That one's in Portuguese. That one's in Dutch. Let's see here. That one's in Portuguese. Why is everything in Portuguese? What the heck? That was in French. Okay, I need to filter this. Okay. It's not going to let me filter. All right. Oh. Hold on, I think I found one. Okay. We found someone playing Call of Cthulhu. They're playing the Helter Skelter They're playing the Helter Skelter campaign. So with that, let's go ahead and get the raid started. Dear. All right. So those of you on Twitch, here's the raid message for those who are subscribed. And then here's the raid message for those who are not subscribed. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us and discussing how to incorporate PC quests and why they're important. I hope this class has been helpful to you. And let's go ahead and finish getting the raid started as their name is long. All right. Just be warned that apparently this channel has a follower-only chat. So I guess we will not be giving the raid message. But do stick around for the raid to earn your feathers and share the love. And until next time, everyone, keep flapping those wings. Bye. Bye-bye.